All right. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
right. Welcome, Pat and Roxana. How are we tonight?
Good. How are,
Awesome.
how are you?
I'm good. I finished up most of the popcorn.
Okay.
It's all popped and it's all flavored. I just haven't bagged everything. So we've got, I don't know, probably like 11 batches to bag still.
Okay.
So not too bad. A little bit more to do, but it's
Yeah.
popped and it's flavored and that counts.
Now, do you sell that? Is it by weight or by bag? Do you?
We weigh the bags. The bags are 3.5 ounces each. So
Okay. Okay.
we try to do four. It's really tight, really
Oh,
full. So we took them all universally down to 3.5, because yeah, they're just way too fat.
yeah. You don't want broken popcorn either. That
Yeah,
with a bunch of
exactly.
little pieces on the bottom.
Yeah, nobody wants that, especially for a clear bag. Everybody can see all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we go through and we'll pop it, and as it comes out, we sort out all the unpopped stuff as much as we can. And then even when we're scooping it, we sort out any unpopped stuff again when we're bagging it. So the goal is to get as little unpopped or underpopped as possible.
Have you ever, I don't know, I've tried like using a screen, like oh, what am I trying to think of? Not half inch, but like
Yeah, like
hard
a mesh,
cloth kind
like
of stuff.
hardware cloth.
Yeah. Yep.
I've thought about that. We have like the popper that we're using now has holes in a tray at the
Oh.
bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fully covered, so you kind of have to shoosh them over. And even then, with the mushroom popcorn is so big,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they don't all fall down the holes.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, um, so after it's flavored, we actually put it in another bin in bin method. The first bin has holes drilled into it that are slightly larger than the ones in the machine.
Mm-hmm.
So any of the under pops for the most part will fall through that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a
So
good
it's
idea.
kind of like a double sifting method. And it also gets like all the little kernel crumbs because when we're tumbling them to flavor them,
Hmm.
that tumbler kind of knocks a lot of those seed hull pieces off, the little sharp pieces that everybody hates in popcorn.
Oh, yeah, they get stuck between your teeth and in your mouth
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that gets knocked off whenever they're being tumbled in the for flavoring.
Hmm.
So when we're scooping them into bags, having that bin in bin method really takes a lot of that out too. So there's very few crummies in the bags.
That's nice. Yeah, because if
Yeah.
your bags are clear, then people can see all that. That's great. Do you do
Yeah.
caramel corn too?
No, we don't do caramel. I know Nancy's done caramel a couple of times, like for special orders only type thing.
Hmm.
It's just difficult. Uh, with caramel corn, there's two ways to do it. You can do it the cheap way with dye, and
Oh,
it's like popping it with it in it. It's like a flavored caramel colored corn stuff. It's
oh,
not good. I tried it. We bought some and it was disgusting. So I
it
did
doesn't
not.
sound good. Oh,
No. I was like, why is there dye in this? I don't understand.
no.
Yeah. So we didn't use that. And then we did a round with like actual making caramel from scratch. And then you run into the issue of you have to coat it and you have to allow it to dry before you can bag it.
True. Yep.
And
Yeah.
otherwise they stick together. So it's a lot more of a detailed process. It's a lot more work than what we would want to do with popcorn. Like I said,
Yeah.
like Nancy had done it. And I think she had put them in baking sheets and had to put them in the oven to kind of bake it off to kind of get them dried.
Hmm.
And there's ways to do it. It's just, it's a lot more work than we want to do because in order to make it healthy popcorn, to do it that way, you're looking at real butter, real sugar, expensive.
Hmm. Yeah. I suppose in the summer when it gets humid too, then it would
It would be really
be
difficult.
easy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Humidity. Yeah, we managed to do our popcorn today without having to open up like the front door of the popping area because it's kind of smoky in here sometimes. And we have definitely set off the fire alarm a couple times.
Oh, I suppose.
So for the sake of the entire plaza, we open up the door usually. We did not open it today. And it didn't get too smoky in here, so we're getting better with dumping them in time and kind of timing everything out to where it's not getting time to get smoky in between batches because you're dumping and you're starting again, you're dumping and you're starting again. And if you've got any kind of delay in that, it gets smoky really fast.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. That's
Yeah.
that thick smoke too, that oil smell.
hmm Yeah. And then explaining to the firefighters why they're there. That's
Oh
fun.
no. Oh, okay. So you have
Yeah.
the automatic thing where the fire.
Yeah. It sets off the entire plot, like all the whole building. So like the USDA and everybody.
Oh no.
So we've done that twice.
Oh, that's good. Do you get you get charged for that? Do you get a bill?
No, I don't. I
Oh,
think at some
good.
point the city would probably get mad and start charging us for it, but they
Okay,
haven't yelled
that's
at us yet.
good.
They threatened it at one at Golden Corral. They said if we keep having these issues, they'll start trying to charge you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, tell the spawn of Satan to stop pulling fire alarms. No,
Yeah.
it was
I'd say
usually kids pulling fire alarms in that place.
give them a few bags of popcorn and they'll be
Yes,
happy.
send them on their way happily with some
Yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the neighbors don't mind it because it just gets them out of work early. So
I suppose. Yeah. Not so bad when the weather's nice, but I suppose the wintertime that wouldn't be so much fun if you got to go outside.
yeah, have to go outside when it's cold or too hot.
Yep.
Yeah, it was our concern today. It was like it's really humid out. We have thunderstorms rolling through. We just didn't want to leave the door open and have that humidity in the building because then you're trying to get the humidity out too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So managed to pull that off. That makes it better. All right. Well, it looks like it's just the three of us today, and maybe Glenn's note taker if it's still hiding out in the background somewhere. Sometimes
Oh,
there's note takers. I know Mike's notes are in here too.
okay.
Um,
There was some other
so-
note taker thing on the screen earlier. Did you see it?
yeah. Yeah, there was another note taker in here for a second. The Nada bot and it
Something. Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not sure what that one is. I'm sure it's one of our members or somebody pops in and then leaves. Some of them, I mean, I don't mind note takers. I don't mind the bots to an extent, but whenever it's like all bots and note takers and no actual people in the meeting, it makes
Yeah.
it interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of creepy. I think because maybe it's my age or something, but I'm not real open to AI stuff all that much. You know,
Yeah.
I
And
think,
these are designed basically to summarize the meeting for them if they can't make it.
okay.
So I don't mind them too much. But at the same time, I record it, summarize it, and put it in the meeting stuff anyway. So it's not necessary for them because I'm just going to do the same thing and put it in
Yeah.
the classroom.
Yeah.
All right. So I was going to do just a quick pick your brains on marketing today. Um, have either of you done a collaboration with another local business where you've either sold stuff at the business as like a pop-up, or have you guys ever done any kind of like local events to where it's kind of more of a collaboration between you and other businesses? And if
No,
not,
No.
what
I
other businesses could you do that with, you think?
kind of offhanded I did, but it wasn't anything that I sought out, but it was great. This woman,
Mhm.
there's a business, or not a business, it's a group called Vine Volunteers, and I don't know, something. It's mostly for older people, activities, resources, and classes
Things to
and
do,
things
yeah.
like that. And she bought some microgreens for me at the farmers market last year, and then came back the next week and said she was going to be teaching a class. There's new spring rolls or something like that, and wanted to buy a bunch of microgreens for her class. And so she
Awesome.
did. She bought, I don't know, it was like $60 worth. And then um, I had business cards, so she handed those out at the class. So I had the following weeks, I had a few of the people that had gone to the class come and buy microgreens for me too. So, I mean, she arranged the whole thing. I didn't have anything to do with it, but it was a nice
That's a good collaboration. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we've done like we had a bakery, one of our first markets, but wasn't even a farmer's market yet. Before we had gone to a farmer's market was actually a bakery opening. And it was like a pop-up. She did a one big tent and like had like different vendors underneath. And it was just like a little pop-up thing out in her parking lot. And
Oh,
that
okay.
actually gave us some really good practice because we learned what to bring to a farmer's market. That was like, okay, so we've never done a farmer's market. Farmer's market's coming up, and this is be good practice for us.
Hmm.
And it built a really good relationship with them, and like kind of getting an idea of what farmers markets would feel like. But also, like even now, she was reaching out because they're doing a farmer's. She's helping to make a new farmer's market. We are not going to do it because it's a Sunday evening market,
Oh,
afternoon, 2 to 5 on a Sunday.
oh, that's gosh, I
Yeah.
wonder if that'd be busy if many people will come to that.
Yeah. I'm not sure how many people will actually go to that, and it's going to be like once a month. I'm like, I don't know about this. I hope you guys have the best of luck. And I did give her some referrals to like other small farmers and stuff that in the area that she could probably reach out to. But I was like, yeah, that's not going to work for us.
No, that's too bad. That the timing is
The
um,
timing
yeah.
is odd. I don't know why they think that's the good time for it. It's like a few different ladies that got together and wanted to have a market on the west side of town, which sounds great because there isn't a market on this side of town, but the timing is weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Oh, I wonder if it's because Papa's closes at 2 and that's when their parking lot would be available. Because one of them owns a cafe and it's in their parking lot.
Oh, that yeah, that could be.
That could be why the timing, but still, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be a really good collaboration. I mean, it might be great for the ones that the vendors that do go, and I hope it is, but um, just different ways that you can collaborate with other businesses. Or if you could work with some of your chefs to feature your items. I know like one of the grocery stores that we deliver to actually has a restaurant and they feature they say, including microgreens with itty bitty from itty bitty micro farm on their menu.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's a great way to collaborate in the way that like I guess they get a discount on their microgreens because they just steal them from the produce section.
Yeah.
They never order directly from me. They always just like raid the produce section, which is good and bad because like if they're having an event, they don't tell me. I fill up what I'm normally going to do, and then I come back the next week and it is wiped.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or the produce manager calls me and says, "Hey, they had a thing on Saturday and they have used everything."
Yeah, it'd be nice if they'd let you know and then you could grow a little
Yeah,
extra too.
plan for it. That would be lovely. But
Mhm.
yeah, so good and bad with that. But it is a good way to have your name like on that menu, have that collaboration with them. Um, that's a big deal for smaller farms.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
And
definitely.
then the same side of it is, can you collaborate with anybody locally online? So like with Instagram, whenever you're doing like an Instagram post, you can not only tag them, but you can invite them as a collaborator.
Mhm.
So a lot of times if I'm posting about something that's available for the farms of Illinois, like for the ones that do our deliveries, I'll tag them. A lot of times if it's something that is like meal specific, or if I'm making something that I got from some other produce that's available through them, I'll invite them as a collaborator so that they also share it with their audience. So you kind of, I think every time I've invited them as a collaborator, we've gotten at least 5 or 6 new followers every single time
Wow, nice.
because you're exposing all of that information to their followers as well. And they might not always be the same and they're local. So that's even better because it's not just collaborating with another microgreen grower in a different area. So then their followers are probably other microgreen growers. Not
Hmm.
really going to make you money. But if you can collab with a local business or even a restaurant and tag them and stuff, or have I talked to one of my restaurants. I'm trying to convince her to get it done. The problem is they hire somebody to do their Instagram to get them to tag us with the microgreens so that
Mm-hmm.
we would be able to, or at least tag us because then you can share it to your story.
Okay.
Because if you're not tagged in it, you can't share it to your story as yours. But if they
Okay.
tag you in the post, you can.
Oh, good, good.
But if
I
they invite you as a collaborator, you can share it however, because you're also part giving it to your audience.
okay.
So
Wow.
it's a little bit of a different process than tagging, but it gives them the ability to share it however they'd like. So they can either add it to a story, put it on their as a post on their page. Um, but the best way to do it is to try to find somewhere local that you can do that with. So even if it's like another farm, if it's the farmer's market, if you can
Mhm.
invite them as a collaborator onto your stuff and they're willing to do that and share it with their audience.
Okay.
And then, I mean, most farmers markets locally are going to have a lot more followers on their pages than you would necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that opens the door to a lot more people seeing your stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
So I just kind of wanted to think about that with farmers markets coming up, and you can kind of post pictures, even if you get stuff at the farmers market and you make a dish that's got this other farm's peaches and this other farm's this, like whatever those items are, and you can invite them all as collaborators on that post.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then everybody that's stuff is also in your post can share that.
Okay. Hmm.
And that can really help build a following of local people following your Instagram, your Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm sorry. How would you invite them to? Is like it's a button somewhere to invite this
So
collaboration?
I don't know how to figure. I'm gonna turn on my camera. Let's see how this goes. And then I'm gonna make a post. Let's see. Find a random picture.
Is this like on Instagram? Is
Yeah.
that what we're?
On Insta here. Why are we blurred? Hold on. It's blurring my background. I don't there it goes. Okay. You can see now.
Because it's Thursday.
Because it's Thursday. So
Yeah.
so let's see. I've got a picture of, some popcorn at one of the grocery
Okay.
stores.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna hit next. And then when
Yep.
you click on, yeah, I don't want to write. Click next. You can either tag people, and underneath now, once you've hit tag people, you can see it says invite collaborators. And that's different than
Oh.
tagging them. So
Okay.
instead of just tagging them, I could tag Bill's IGA, which is where this was taken. You can click on it and says, who's this? And you can type in Bill's IGA, or you can invite them as a collaborator. And that allows them to take
Okay.
control of that post as well.
Okay.
So it's
Great.
slightly different in the process. So it's like tagging them, but underneath it, it says invite collaborators instead.
Right.
And that gives them the ability to
Oh.
share it as well.
All right. Yep.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. Like I can't show it on the computer because I don't know how to do that on Instagram on a computer, but it's completely different.
Wait,
Computer
there's
Instagram
limits
is
to
weird,
what you know? I don't believe that.
right? I'll research it and figure it out. I never really Instagram on my computer. I've done lives from there because you can do live videos from it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've added like an AI post thing. I don't know. It's interesting. They're up to something. It's always something different. Yeah, you can create like an AI avatar with Instagram now for AI
Oh,
generated
okay.
image generations, which I'm gonna bet is gonna make my microgreens look like all of them are sunflowers. You can almost always tell if an AI generated image of microgreens has happened because it's almost always has like rounded leaves. Some of the newer generation software, like Sora is really good. Ideogram does really good with the leaf detail too. But a lot of like the ChatGPT has gotten some really good ones. But almost all the basic or the free ones Like it's always got like round leaves, and you can tell that they're not actually microgreen pictures. It's just an AI generated.
Mm.
All right. Speaking of collaborations, Kayla texts me. She's like, "Hey, are you gonna make it to the market tonight?" Oops. No, no, I'm not. One of our local ag department gals, she used to be the market manager for the farmers market, and now she works for the Department of Agriculture. So she is working on the Illinois Grown program, which is the new sticker logo thing that's on our labels.
Hmm.
And with that program, they are doing a full like advertising launch in June. So she's giving us a bunch of little hanger things. They're called shelf tags, shelf hanger tags is what she called them. But they're like little logos, says Illinois Grown on them to put next to all of our products in the grocery stores.
Oh,
And then she said she's going to get me some other materials to see what else I could use at the farmers markets as well. And then they're going to be working with one of our grocery stores pretty closely to film and take pictures for the media stuff. So she got permission for
wow.
us to use it for that. So yeah, that's another collaboration right there.
Mhm.
Using those programs. Do you guys have anything like that in your state?
There's a Minnesota grown.
Minnesota grown?
Hmm.
Do they do a lot of advertising or any pushes right now or?
Oh gosh, I don't know. They might. I should look up the Department of Ag and see because that's probably.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Mhm.
Um, like ours is free. Like they don't even charge us to do this.
Okay.
Missouri, the Missouri grown is like $50 a year.
Oh, that's not bad,
It's
really.
not really it, and I think it's just basically to cover their costs on like everything that they do with it, and it pays for their farmers market. And if you're in the Missouri grown, they have a farmers market just for Missouri grown.
Okay.
So
Oh.
things like that. So it definitely is something to look at. What about you, Roxana? Do you think they have anything for you or?
Yeah, there's something in North Carolina. I don't know what it's called,
Hmm.
but it's free to sign up. I don't know as far as promoting or, any of that. But it's free to sign up, and then you can have like the logo, grown and NC or whatever it is on the label once you have the account set up.
Yeah, nice. Oh, snap. Minnesota grown. I like them already. Making your own printed labels or permanent signage? Check out our cost share program to see if your project qualifies for 50% reimbursement up to $300 per member.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that
I
out.
gotta move there.
Right. So they are offering a cost share to help you with any stickers and pet tags for pet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. I'll have to
you're
look that
welcome.
up.
Yeah, here I'll send you the link for that one. I just like looked it up and I was like, cost share program, what is this? I don't get that.
Mm.
Wait, who's in Minnesota? Pat, are you in Minnesota?
Yep, yep.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
so
check it
that's
out.
really
Thank you.
cool. Is that thunder out there? I thought it was like a really heavy train at first, but I think that's okay. It's very purple outside. Good times. Oh wow, it smells very wet. He opened the front door. Smells like rain. All right. That makes life interesting. I thought it was like a heavy train rolling through because it was very rumbly. We're like our warehouse is right by the tracks. So, and they apparently trimmed the trees, which makes it even louder. All right. And you said you were in North Carolina, right, Roxana?
Yes. Yep, North Carolina.
I know I've seen it's like the got to be NC.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. And I think they do, like they have a map for finding local. So if anyone looks up, you know, what's local to them, it puts you on that map. Um, then I know that there were like they had some trade show things that I've seen for North Carolina as well.
Yeah, I started apply like it's a multiple page. I don't know. I started
Yeah,
it and then I got not ended it. So I
life
have to go back.
happened.
Yes, I'm like, okay, I'll come back to it later. And it's like a month later.
Yeah, it happens, especially when you're just trying to get everything done. Because I
Now I
know
do
like,
have an interesting story about a consignment place that um basically it's the first market that I went to and they had no clients almost because they're trying to start the farmers market.
nice.
And they asked me if I want to consign my stuff there. And then, oh, you're gonna get a laugh out of this. So they
Oh boy.
wanted to keep 75% of the sale and give me 25. I said, "Are you out of your mind?"
They wanted
Oh
75%
my
and give you
gosh.
25?
Yes, yes. And I said, "Are you sure you don't mean it the other way around?"
Right.
No,
And
that's
no, right. So
crazy.
yeah, I said absolutely not. I mean, so I said I do sell wholesale. And guess
Yeah.
what? They placed an order for wholesale for like 30 packets.
I mean, if at least they're ordering wholesale instead, but yeah, what would in their head think if we sell this item, we get to keep 75% of the sale?
I have no idea. I even like said 75 for you? No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
wrong. That's
I
backwards.
don't right. That's what I said. I'm like, what in the world? Like, I don't know what kind of math that is, but it ain't my math.
That's not the right kind of math, guys.
Nope.
That's crazy. Oh, wow. Well, at least they did wholesale order then. That's good.
Yeah. They're
And
gonna
they're just
see, how it sells because now they have to promote the product. And
mhm,
if it sells, then they'll probably order, every week or every couple weeks, which is still it's like $120. So
nice.
it's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, got some decent orders out of that then. That'll be good.
Yeah.
And wholesale's better anyway.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that's good. Yeah, that would be an interesting conversation. I would love to have been a fly on the wall on that one. Are you confused? That's not how this works.
Well, it was like an email. Here, look at our consignment agreement. And I'm like, huh? I read it like twice. I'm like,
Yeah,
wait, you're trying to pay me 25% of my own product being sold? I don't think so.
no, that would be so much markup
Yeah.
to be able to make it worth it for you. Oh,
No.
all right. So have either of you done any blogging on your website using the blogging segment we did?
Yes, I did one. I don't know how often should you do that? Like once a week? I don't know what a good frequency would be.
I mean, I would say at least monthly.
Okay.
If you can do one every month. I'm trying to work on being more consistent with it. It's been about 5 weeks since I've done one, so I need to do that again. So I did not get one in on a monthly basis,
I
but
love how simple it is once I did a couple, because the first one I was like pen and paper and going in between the recording and the screen and the recording and the screen. Yeah.
yeah.
And now I have chat GPT, like I'll tell it what I want, then it
Hmm.
writes it, then I copy it and paste it in Blogger, and then it's linked to the website. So it just posts on the website basically.
Fabulous, isn't it?
Yes. Very, very fabulous.
Yeah, makes it a lot easier. You just got to make sure it's writing what you want and how you want it. And that's the biggest thing. And now, and with chat, if you have like a login with Chat GPT, it remembers conversations as long as you don't tell it, hey, I don't want to remember that, just forget that. but it'll remember what you did
Hmm.
last time and how you wanted it and what style prompts you asked for and things like that. It kind of remembers that conversation. So your overeager assistant will definitely remember that.
Wow. That's not creepy.
Not creepy at all. I mean, it's nice because I mean, you can tell it what you want it to remember. Um, and that's a big piece of it is you tell it what you want it to remember. So if you have a conversation with it that's completely off subject and stuff like that, you can archive it or tell it to forget that.
Right.
So you don't always have to have it remember things, but the advantage is it does remember that I don't like using dashes all the time. I don't like it when it uses the word sprouts. We don't use the word sprouts. So I go through and I tell it, we don't use the word sprouts. We don't use delve. That word became
Hmm.
extremely common because people were using Chat GPT. So if you ever had somebody say the word delve in their thing or write the word delve, you know they GPT'd that
Ah.
because it wasn't a common piece of language in the English language until people started using GPT to write their stuff. And then they also, another way to see if they're using chat a lot of times is if they do like the long dash. So like here I can, so like it'll do, like I asked it to do a brainstorm session. I put a long dash in, but it's like a
I
segment
have
of it.
a harvesting question while you do that.
Yeah.
How long? I don't know. I feel like I'm spending a lot of time harvesting what's not a lot of trays. So I don't know if that's me or if that should take, how long does it take you? I mean, not obviously you guys have, I don't know how many
Yeah.
trays, but I don't,
I mean, how do you cut your trays? Like what style
um,
of cut method do you do? Do you do the grab it and cut like that, or do you grab underneath and cut underneath? Have you ever seen
I'll,
my cut videos?
I've seen it. Yeah. I mean, I'll kind of grab a bunch and I'll cut it. I don't know if
Hmm.
that's the correct way because I basically put it from the tray in the package. So if
Hmm.
I have a mix of stuff, then I'll kind of eyeball it. So I'll do like a handful of this, a handful of that, blah blah blah. Next. So I don't know. I feel
So
like it's taking me too.
if you're doing mixes, like if you're doing like layered or mixes, things like that, it's
Mhm.
easier to just harvest off the whole tray into a food safe container and then harvest off the whole tray, food safe container. So you have a container of each thing. And then you can just
Oh,
grab, build one, move it. Grab, build one, move it. So that's what I do with
my
mixes.
problem with that is if they're really tall or if it's something that's taller, they tangle. I don't know, they're
Mhm.
tangled. So then when I try to like grab a little bunch of it, it basically becomes this web of microgreens.
Here, let's see. Let me show you a picture. So when we harvest, say, peas or sunflowers, I harvest them in a bunch, cut it, right? You grab a bunch, you harvest it, you lay it down in the container, and you lay them all along in a line. Let's
Oh,
see.
so you don't not pile, I guess. You don't make a pile of it, you're saying.
It's not like a disorganized pile. It's literally like kind of rowed into the
Okay.
bin, to keep them all facing the same direction so that when I'm
Right.
building my mixes, I don't have to worry about them going. "Ah." So when I'm putting them in the
Yeah.
bin, I'm not just tossing them in. I'm putting them in nice and tidy.
Okay.
I don't know if I have a picture of that. I was going to give you a picture of it, but I don't think I have a picture.
I'm kind of I'm visualizing what you're
Yeah, it's
putting
kind of
down.
like I make two rows, like if the tub's
Yeah.
bigger, like I'll make two rows of peas.
Yeah.
so that I've got a nice layer of them so that whenever I can grab them, I can just grab a little pinch of them and then it's not going to be all crazy facing weird. Same with sunflowers. I use my sunflower bin that I sort. Mike uses his own because his are chaos and I don't touch them. I'm like, this is nuts. He's like, just throw them in. I was like, no,
Wow.
no. Yeah.
No, because then they look like you threw them in,
Yeah,
basically.
they're all
Yeah.
curly and weird and I don't no,
Yeah.
don't want to do it. So if he's doing sunflowers for his mixes stuff, I just I let him do that and I use mine.
Now, speaking of sunflower, I got some of the Johnnies, the stuff you
Mhm.
guys were using. I had no mold. No mold. All this time I thought it was me with the mold and it was damn Donnie Green's seeds.
Yep.
Uh, and but then what happened is they were basically ready to harvest on like day 6. My other stuff wasn't. So my question is if you put the tray in a so take it from under the light, just put it like on the shelf that's not lit, would that kind of stall it from growing, or do you really
Um,
should cut it off?
your best bet is to cut it off. To cut them early. They're hardy enough that they will hold up. It's not like you're cutting arugula super early and those guys are sensitive.
Okay. Yeah, I was in shock. I was like, what in the world? They're like super
Yeah,
tall. And I mean, they were ready. I'm like, what is this? I've never seen this. And no molds. It was like a world
fabulous.
record.
Yes, we've come in on like Saturdays before and go, oh, well, I guess we're
Yeah.
harvesting. Sometimes
And
they're
what
very, very,
bins do
very
you guys
ready.
use?
So Sterilite bins are food safe. They're a number 5 on them. So Sterilite bins,
Okay.
those clear tote bins, those ones work
Yeah.
well. I prefer to use if I use them as much as I can. I do run out of room sometimes and have to use the Sterilite still. Webstaurant has these really great food safe full size pan ones. And I know we've talked about it before. Let me look at my
Yeah.
order
Now, but now if
history.
you cut them early, you have to put them in the fridge, obviously, right? If you're,
Yes, if you cut
yeah.
them early, you have to put them in the fridge. And then if
Yeah.
I'm doing like I would say like a half size pan, like I would say for you to use. Let me find the ones that I used. I order too much stuff here. All right. So these are 8 inches deep and they're translucent, so you can kind of see in them, but you can get these lids that are almost airtight without saying that they're airtight. Um, these are what we use in restaurants all the time. If I'm
Oh,
harvesting in bulk and I need to put them in the fridge and I'm not packing them yet because I haven't harvested the other pieces of the layers, right?
right.
Um, I will put a towel underneath and a towel over the top. The bottom doesn't
Okay.
really get wet as much as the top does because all the condensation on the top. But
Yeah.
I'll put a towel at the top and at the bottom to make sure we don't like have any wetness issues or anything like that. And it helps them hold up a lot better. And then when I do bring them out, say I'm harvesting the other pieces of the ingredients, and those are coming out of the cooler, out of the fridge. I open it up, I take the towel off, and I let them kind of air dry for a little bit before I pack them because they are going to have some condensation. It's like having a cold glass of water. You have that on the outside of it. So they're going to do the same
Right.
thing.
Yep. Do you guys use any of the moisture, like the little silica packs in your?
No,
No?
no, no. As long as we're harvesting dry, and like I said, if you're um putting them in like bulk bins like that, and if you have to harvest early, put them in a bulk bin like that, you can have that towel on top. It keeps them dry enough. Speaking of
Okay.
collaborations, Land
Oh,
Family Farm invited you to collaborate on a post.
perfect.
Okay, perfect. That's funny. But so yeah, we ran into that with like the sunflowers. Sometimes they're like crazy tall compared to what we expected. And then with the peas occasionally they get kind of if the market if the greens room
Now I
gets
found that
hot.
with the peas, like mm, the peas though, I find I don't know if it's just my peas, the bottom maybe an inch to an inch and a half, the stem is woody. So I'll cut
Mhm.
them
Cut them
above
high.
that point. I can
Yeah.
never, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So there's like a little notch, that last little notch there towards the base of it. Like you'll go up about an inch and there's like a
Mm-hmm.
little nub. That's where we always cut above. Anything
Okay,
below that
yep,
is always woody. But then that still
yeah,
gives you 3 sets of leaves. You still have that quality, but you want to cut them shorter anyway so they fit in the packages too. So
right. Okay, yeah. I am harvesting for my Saturday market, so I was struggling with the sunflowers because they're so tall. When I saw it, I'm like, what in the, I've never seen such a thing. It's like a forest. But I
hmm
was trying to not waste a lot of the stem because the stem is good to eat, plus it adds volume to the package. So I'm
yeah,
like, okay, well, I'm gonna smush them in there. They're not smushed, but they're like kind of curled in there.
it's a little tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely are a lot tighter to fit in there. So that's good. I'm glad that they're growing well for you though, because yeah, the Donnie Greens ones molded like crazy for us, and that started a whole fight
Yeah.
because we did a review on them and
I'm gonna do a
oops.
review on him. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. They're crap seeds, and he shouldn't be selling that.
Yeah. And he'll tell you it's your fault.
Of
You
course
didn't
it
grow
is.
them right. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So my post that I'm collaborating on is we're coming back to the farmers market this week with a load of spring onions, grass-finished beef, pastured chicken, itty bitty microfarm, microgreens, and popcorn's going to be hanging with us too because they're bringing our stuff to market. They're
Oh,
gonna be- Yeah, yeah. So
perfect.
they're bringing all of our products to the market with them. So I don't have to do the downtown market. He's
So
going to take care of all that.
are they buying the stuff? Like, are you wholesaling?
They're
Okay. Yeah.
wholesaling it. Yeah. Even better, right? Yeah, it's not consignment, they're
Yes.
wholesaling it. And then his plan is whatever doesn't sell at the farmer's market, he can put in the CSA box for the week
Oh, cool.
because they have a CSA too. So they'll just use any extras for the CSA box.
I was gonna, speaking of CSA, I was gonna look on local harvest and
Mhm.
see if I can find any CSAs around here and just reach out and see if they want to add some
Yeah.
microgreens to their.
And that's a good filler, especially when they don't have a lot of product early in the spring, later in the fall, or even whenever like things start bolting in the fields. If they're doing
Yeah.
greens options, greens are harder in the summer when it's hot, especially down by you. Things will start bolting on them. So if they want to still offer greens in their CSA box, microgreens are a good option.
Yeah.
So definitely something to reach out with them for. So because I know there's probably CSAs have become very popular lately, which is great to see.
Yeah.
Their CSA is a little different. They don't require the subscription style. Like most CSAs require that you buy like 8 weeks or 12 weeks and you prepay them, which is kind of the original design of CSAs. It was designed to give farmers an influx of money to be able to buy the inputs to give the CSA.
Right.
So like people would buy the membership for the CSA, all that money would come in, they'd go through and buy seeds, plant fields, things like that with that money. So it was like prepayment on food. Their CSA is like, I think you can choose however long you want it, and you can buy a CSA box anytime.
Oh.
But they're collaborating with other farmers too. So if they're running short on something and things like that, they can gets more.
They must have a lot of clients though, because if you do it like that and you don't have consistent buyers, then you kind of run into a problem because you
Well,
have no income.
yeah, and you have no income at that point. But they're doing farmers markets as well. And they do all of our home
Yeah.
deliveries too. So they do a
Oh, is
lot of
that
home
the
delivery.
aggregator?
Mhm.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. So they have like a CSA box version of it too. So it's kind of nice.
Cool. Yeah.
And he aggregates the
You
CSA
guys,
box too.
wow. You guys are launched. I mean, you took off over there. Like I'm talking about from when you first started, you know.
Yeah. It's been a lot of building. It takes a lot of time. Takes a lot of work, but it's a lot of connections and using the farmers markets to build those relationships. Is it's a huge piece of it because without the farmers markets, we wouldn't do what we do. So like here, I can share a copy of one of their CSA boxes.
Now I came up with an idea for my for what I name my products because a lot of
Mhm.
people would ask, well, how do I use this? That was like the main question. So I thought to name some of my stuff like exactly what they can do with it, like a pizza topper or a taco topper. Then you know what to do with it.
Yeah, and that's a good way to do it. We have like the salad booster, we have the smoothie boost. Um, we do those.
Yeah.
I've never done one specific to like a specific meal, but I know there are growers that do really well with that.
Yeah, I have one that has like for this Saturday market, it has cantaloupe, sunflower, cabbage, and radish in there. So like the bulkier ones would really go good on a pizza, and a lot of people eat pizza. So then I'm just gonna name that one pizza topper and call it a day.
And then call it a day. Throw it on your pizza.
Yep. Or just throw it
Perfect.
in your mouth. It's fine either way.
Yeah, just eat it like that. So I put in the chat one of their CSA posts.
Oh yeah.
So it's, the mushrooms are from the mushroom guy who's at the farmer's market also. They do deliveries for
Okay. Yeah.
him. They've got pasta from one of the local companies, even. And then the jam is from one of the other farmers market vendors. So they go through and they collaborate a whole box from the farmers market people.
Okay. Yeah. And your microgreens are smack in the middle.
Yeah, I know who takes the pictures. She loves me.
Oh.
One of the other, she has a market garden and a farm stand. She is actually running the marketing for his company, his group.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
So, and we've known her forever. So she usually tries to stick my stuff right in the middle. She made those radishes next to it. Those are her radishes.
Wow.
But she's in
Nice.
charge of the marketing, so she's really good about that. And she's been in restaurants and for years, so she knows how to take pictures of food. But those kind of collaborations and like that post was invited for me to collaborate on, and then I put it on mine, and you kind of share it back and forth. And it really helps build a following of local. And that's the hardest thing with Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you use, getting local people to follow you, not
Mm-hmm.
just like people who like to take pictures or like the pictures of the stuff. Finding people who are actually local to you who will actually purchase your food is nice.
Right.
And it's hard because like I love following the other microgreen growers and I don't mind them following me and all that. Because I think we do better whenever we can see each other's work. But if all you're following is microgreen growers and the only ones that are following you are microgreen growers, no customers are going to see your stuff.
I wish there was a way to isolate, like to target somehow local
So the
you know,
best way I
and
found is like if you go to, say, another local business's page and see who follows them.
oh, okay.
So like what I'll do here, let's see. I think I can do it from the computer. Let me see if I can figure this out to share. Okay, I don't want to do that Instagram. It's trying to take me to some AI studio. Bruh. So I'll share my screen. All right, Instagram on Google Chrome. All right, so here's my marketing gal. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to her page and see who's following her.
Oh,
And okay, well, I'm already following that one. I want to follow that one. That one looks like a personal page. That's the Mushroom Kid. I'm following most of the
so do
people that
you
are
just
probably following
like,
her.
do you follow who follows her, I guess?
Yep, follow who's following her, and then say, okay, well, I'm gonna find her because I haven't checked her followers. Who's following her? Because she's also local.
Oh,
And
okay.
we'll kind of look through and see if there's anybody that I'm not following a lot of people. So I know
You're a cyber stalker.
that's what I do. I have to. You have to do all that. So, oh, the infused olive. I haven't followed them. They'd be someone to collaborate with later. Olive oil. Who doesn't love olive oil? Quincy Farmers Market, probably a little too far for my reach. I would do that if I was closer to them. Ooh, catering company. Follow them. See where
Okay.
we're going
Yep.
here?
Yeah,
Anybody who
okay. Yep.
might be helpful for us. Um, let's see. Anyone else? So if I want to do that, let's see.
So obviously business is not
Typically businesses, they
random
don't want to like
people,
do like
right?
random people. That'd be kind of, I think, odd personally. So I'm going to click on
Yeah.
the infused olive and see, oh, where they at? I have no idea because they don't put that in there. What the heck, y'all? Where's your about stuff? Okay, well, let's see who's following them, who they follow and who's following them. Eat Uncle Joe's. I know them already. Oh, so they must be from Southern because they're Carbondale. Oh, New Baden Farmers Market. They're pretty close to me. We'll do some implement stuff there.
Okay.
Food Works of Southern Illinois. Look at that. I don't follow them.
Oh.
Let's see who follows them. You see how this is going? Rabbit's hole. You can see we have a
Yeah,
lot of similar ones.
I'm getting the idea.
So you just kind of work through and like as you find new ones, you kind of work your way to the next, to the next, to the next. And next thing you know, you'll go to what do we got here? Let's go to my page. I've got 1,500 followers. Not bad. Lots of posts.
Okay.
And the goal is to keep building that following. Does that make sense though? To kind of like get that local, because if you follow them, they'll get a notification that you follow them and it says, hey, do you want to follow them back? Please do.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Yep.
All right. Does anyone have any other marketing questions? Nothing.
Have you ever tried Facebook? Um, on Facebook Marketplace, have you ever tried that as a avenue to find local customers?
Like listing on Facebook Marketplace. I did it really early
Yeah.
on. Um, I never sold anything on it.
Oh,
It might work for somewhere like that has less product education needed. All
okay.
I got was people trying to ask what they even were. And then once you explain it to them, they
Okay.
didn't respond back.
Okay, great. So it was a waste of time.
It wasn't, I mean, it's another avenue. It exists. But it doesn't necessarily bring customers in. Your goal is to build recurring customers. You might get some
Right.
one-time sales maybe on them. The challenge is you're looking more towards subscriptions typically. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to throw a picture on there, throw a description on there, and leave it in the ether out there.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
There was someone locally who was trying to sell on Facebook Marketplace here that I had never heard of. Didn't even know they grew microgreens in my town. Didn't know who they were.
Wow.
They only sold broccoli. It's like
Okay.
no idea who they were, nothing, but curious to see if they ever sold anything. I didn't reach out to them. It was like not even a good picture, but okay, we'll roll with it.
There was one here in Mankato also a couple years ago, just
Hmm,
broccoli. Yeah,
just broccoli.
but I haven't seen
So weird.
quite a while. I haven't seen the ads. So I don't know how he did. It was a guy
Hmm,
uh, on Facebook.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few listings on here. Like I can show you. I'll show you. Na, na, na. Oh, not that. I've lost you guys. You're somewhere in the background. There you are. So like it exists. I mean, there's a tray for sale in St. Louis, Troy, Missouri. Someone a microgreens kit for the window. I mean, there's oh, what is
Yeah.
that? Yeah, yeah.
Paper towel growing, maybe.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Um, yeah. So I mean, there's some listings. I would tell you to take better pictures. It might do a lot of good for you.
Yeah. Oh,
But they do exist on Facebook Marketplace. So then
oh,
those are sprouts.
sprouts.
Those are definitely sprouts. That's danger. That's might get you into some trouble. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Giving up scraps for chickens.
Wow. $20 for one tray. Would that be it for
And
if
now I'm curious. Let's see.
What?
wow.
Oh,
Oh, 3 pans.
I have
That's
3 pans
crazy.
and
Who's gonna
more
pay
wheat grain
$20?
$20
for
each.
3 scrap trays.
Wow. 20.
What? They need to learn how to harvest too. That's
Hope
terrible.
your eggs
What
are so
is that?
expensive.
It looks like it's a half pea, half sunflower situation.
Yep, it does.
That's
Um,
ridiculous. They left the, I mean,
most of the sunflowers.
yeah.
Yeah, but they're charging
Hey,
$20
they
to get rid
probably
of
got
3 trays.
their, well, they got their seeds probably from Danny Greens because there's a bunch of, you can see even see a bit of mold in the middle there.
I was thinking of the same.
Oh man.
Oh no. Oh. Well, I will say that if you do want to do this, I think
Couldn't
it's
help
a
myself.
possibility, but definitely keep it local, say local delivery only, local pickup only. And I mean, this isn't a bad picture. They did a good job with this one, kind of see it growing. Lake in the hills that's up by Algonquin. So $20 for 8 ounces of mixed microgreens. Interesting. Got to order. So they'll probably do pre-orders with it and charge after that. So
Hmm.
it might be an avenue and it might catch on where you're at. So there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing hurting you
Okay.
to try it. And it doesn't cost
Right.
you because, it's not like you're running ads. The ads running is not, it's still, they're still stupid right now. Would not recommend that, but definitely you could throw
Hmm.
them on Marketplace, take some pretty
Yep.
pictures
All
and
right.
put it out in the world. Nextdoor allows you to do that too if you're on Nextdoor, if you even know what that app is.
No, I don't.
It was like designed to be like a neighborhood Facebook.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. I never dealt with it.
Next door or something?
Nextdoor.com.
Yeah, that one. I think
Hmm.
so.
They allow you to do stuff like kind of similar to that as well. It's more like it's local. Like you're supposed to, you put where you live and they tell
Yeah.
people you're in this neighborhood, like, and it's all divided off by neighborhoods.
Okay.
Yeah, I use it to sell eggs. So
Oh, there
I
you go.
had good luck finding, they're like people are up the road and come to
Yeah,
buy
because
eggs
people are
through that.
local.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another one you could probably put microgreens on too and see if you could get some sales out of.
Okay.
Yeah. All righty. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I'm gonna go cook dinner.
I have a question, Roxanne. Did you do your website on
Yeah, no, I'm good. Nope.
did you do your website on Canva?
The website I did on Square.
Square. Okay. I still have to get a
Yeah.
website built. I struggle with it. So I need to just do it
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah, that lesson
Yeah.
on Square is pretty relevant still. And
Okay.
even if you do just a very, very basic version of it, you don't even have to do the upgraded version where you can take orders online. It's more
Hmm.
so for presence and so people can see your products.
Okay.
Um, and then down the road, you can upgrade to the whatever 20 something dollars a month it is for Square to host your website, and be able to take orders through them.
Okay. I've got
But
photos taken.
Yeah, I basically followed along, just follow along in the classroom, the marketing. So
Mhm.
where Jess goes through how to build it, that's basically how I built it. I sat there and I would pause it and
Pause.
go in Square, and pause it and go in Square. Now, what I will say is some of the features they move around, so you kind of have to find it, but it shouldn't take you. I mean, it might take you. It took me basically a good month and a half of because who has time to sit there for 24 hours nonstop to work on it?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Because
Yeah.
Roxana, your website was just
She did
fantastic.
great, didn't she?
Yeah.
That looks really
Oh,
great.
Really, really good. Yeah.
thank you.
Agreed.
If you get stuck, like if you're trying to work on something and you get stuck and if you have any questions, let me know. If I know, I'll be happy to help you. The one thing it wasn't working for me was when I was adding new items, like
Mhm.
to build all those items in there. I would add the item, but it wasn't syncing to the actual website. So basically it wasn't
Hmm.
showing up. If I would Google it,
Mhm.
the item wasn't there. So there's a
Hmm.
specific way to do it, which I had to sit there and figure out how to do it. And I wrote it down, so now I know how to do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the key. Remembering how it
Write it
So
happened
down.
just
last
stuff
time.
like that.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Gosh, thank
For
you.
sure. All right. Well, good stuff, guys. I'm glad you guys got to sit and chat for a little bit, got to
Yeah.
cover some fun marketing ideas. So, homework for the week, find someone to collaborate with. Go stalk some people on Instagram and follow lots and lots and lots of other pages in your local area
Okay.
and see who you can collaborate with, especially other farms at
Okay.
your farmers market. So you
Yeah.
can go buy stuff from the other farms and then invite them to collaborate on your posts and see if they can get it shared out there too.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have an amazing night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
You
night.
too. Yep. Good night.
Bye.